Presenting a 426-powered 1964 Plymouth Fury convertible in high-performance mauve. In the beginning of this episode, we incorrectly described this handsome 1964 Plymouth convertible as wearing a shade of high-performance mauve. In reality, the color is code W, which is more appropriately named sandalwood. So we'll correct our mistake before the emails start rolling in. Presenting a 426-powered 1964 Plymouth Fury convertible in high-performance sandalwood. Better? So if you'll forgive our oversight, we do think that even though this car is wearing a fairly whimsical color, it really is something special. This 1964 Plymouth Fury might not look like a high-performance car, but it's hiding a 426 Wedge V8 under the hood, which was enough to surprise a lot of people on the street. That 426 cubic inch V8 is the precursor to the 426 Street Hemi, but the Wedge was a powerful performer in its own right. The name came from the specially designed high-compression cylinder heads that help squeeze 360 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque from the heavy-duty block and internals. The hot version of the 64 426 was the Max Wedge, and that one had a cross-ram intake and two 4-barrel carburetors and was used in superstock racing. This car, however, was far more sedate, with an emphasis on style. Some of the early 1960s Plymouths featured some pretty edgy styling, even for back then, but this car seems to have it all together. The nose is a smart design with 4 headlights tucked neatly in place among the brightly polished grillwork, but there's an interesting rubber-clad raised bar over the bumper. Far more interesting is the 426 emblem that stands tall at the leading edge of the hood spear. For 64, all the engines were called out on that emblem, and 426 was the top dog. The rear of the car features more polished trim in the form of some cladding that suggests the shape of the grille, but is flanked by the inverted trapezoidal-shaped taillights. 2 light bumper guards align with the rear reflectors, and a pair of antennae point skyward from the rear quarter panels. The deck lid has a center spear, much like the hood, and stainless trim wraps around the rear of the car, but ends in line with the bumper tips, and a long, sweeping spear runs the length of the car. The center of the side trim is painted in an accenting eggshell white, and 3 simulated vents are found on the fender. There's also a relief that runs upward from the tail of the car all the way to the nose, which not only suggests forward motion, but adds strength to the unibody construction. The rocker panel trim is set off by the white-striped 14x7-inch tires and the original hubcaps. This car is only showing 59,000 miles on the odometer, and it's wearing all of its original sandalwood paint. When I look at the dashboard on this car, it kind of reminds me of like a 60s laundromat with the colors and all the push buttons. Starting on the left, there's a big lever that engages the parking gear on the transmission, and then you've got a row of push buttons from first at the bottom to reverse up on the top, and that was your individual gear selectors. You've got a mixture of needles and indicator lights on the gauges. The clock actually still works on this car, which is unusual. You have another matching row of push buttons for the heater and defroster, and an AM/FM radio, which is a luxury item for 1964, and believe it or not, that actually still works too. The sedate colors carry over inside the car with a 2-tone saddle and tan bench seat pattern, matching carpet, and styled 2-tone door panels. Buckets, console, and a floor shifter were optional, but this buyer popped for the push-button shifter on the dash instead. And even a low-key interior like this comes to life when the power top goes down. So we've got a car that has tidy styling, a drop top, and a 426 wedge under the hood. But how does it run? Well, Motor Trend magazine clocked a Sport Fury at 1520 at 95 and change in the quarter, but it wasn't a convertible. That same car ran 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, and although the convertible is heavier, we bet this one could probably do similar numbers if you could hook it up off the line. They made around 3,850 64 Sport Fury V8 convertibles, and although we're not exactly sure how many were 426 cars, we bet that there's not that many left, especially in original shape like this one in the Brothers collection. They say the color can make the car, but with a 426 under the hood, it doesn't really matter if it is mauve. Would you drive it? I sure would. Let us know on our website at musclecaroftheweek.com or our Facebook page. And of course, you can share this with your other mauve muscle car loving friends on the internet. Thanks for watching. I know, it's sandalwood. I know. Sheesh. Send your letters too.